So mock draft season is unfortunately ending as we get to the draft on Thursday. So Pro Football Talk, Mike Florio, a big fan of his work. I love it mainly because he's an OG in the game who worked his way up from a blog and then become a national sensation. Now he's good friends with Paul Allen, PA, voice of the Vikings, as well as Vikings NFL Draft Insider. Okay, and he likes to troll. Florio hates on the Vikings so frequently that I feel like it's not legit. I feel like it's actual troll just on PA because he dumps basically on whatever the Vikings do. He hates Kirk Cousins and all that other stuff. So, so I actually think maybe this is some super meta, like fourth level 3D underwater chess way of just like trolling the Vikings because he puts out one mock draft a year on mock draft eve. And for the Vikes, it was certainly something. I actually wonder. We'll get into it. So recapping at the top. So no trades in this one. This is a stick and pick draft. Joe Burrow 1 makes sense. Chase Young, Washington also makes sense. Coup to the Lions makes too much sense that the Lions actually might F it up. The Giants, going with the height, weight, speed guy, not good tape guy, Mekhi Becton, boom. Dolphins, Tristan Wirfs. It makes sense. If they're not in on Tua and not in on Herbert, then just go check. One of the best offensive linemen in the draft. Chargers, Justin Herbert, coming out of Oregon. Okay. Panthers, Derek Brown, if you have the choice between Derek Brown and Isaiah Simmons, life is good, right? So Derek Brown goes to the Panthers. Cardinals pick up Jedrick Wills, a little bit of help so that Kyler doesn't die. Isaiah Simmons just falls to 9 to the Jaguars. What the hell? Also, putting Myles Jack and Isaiah Simmons in the same defense, that's just gross. Just straight up gross. 10 Browns sitting there potentially in the Trent Williams Derby, and then Andrew Thomas, what is up? No big deal. Yeah. Now, the Jets decide to go, they crack the wide receiver seal, and then they go with Jerry Jeudy at 1. I don't think that the knee issues, all of a sudden, the Woodward and Bernstein went a full deep throat on the Jerry Jeudy knee issues. If that's not a team just really putting that out there, hoping that he falls, please. So Jerry Jeudy goes to the Jets, replaces Robbie Anderson, nice little target for Mono Boy. No offensive tackle. So now the Jets could be on the horn between Thursday and Friday with Washington for Trent Williams. Hello. Vikings, I think, are still the only team at the table. Anyways, 12, C.J. Henderson goes to the Raiders. 13, the Niners. Pick the guy from the Colts for DeForest Buckner. C.D. Lamb and Debo and Kittle. Gross. Gross. Oh, plus they got Jalen Hurd, excuse me. Yeah. $14, Kenneth Murray, linebacker out of Oklahoma, where I get it. I understand. Kenneth Murray's a phenomenal player, but for the Bucs that are fully all in, it would have made sense if they would have reached for offensive tackle. You say Josh Jones at this stage, but yeah. 15 Broncos, A.J. Terrell, cornerback out of Clemson. Do need a little bit of cornerback help. Wouldn't be shocked if they took Ruggs at the spot. Denver, Ruggs and Cortland Sutton would be sexy. The 16 Falcons, Clavon Chason goes to Atlanta. They need to make up for that Vic Beasley just whiff, as well as it looks like Tack McKinley's not quite working out. 17 Cowboys go with Diggs, which is good because then the Vikings don't have to be like, should we take Diggs? I don't know. 18 Tua falls all the way to the Dolphins, which they still get their guy, and plus they get a premier tackle in Tristan Wirfs, no big deal. Raiders, they go back with the speed. So Henry Ruggs plus C.J. Henderson. That's a pretty good haul for the Raiders in the first round. Jacksonville, speaking of just guys falling, so Kinlaw falls to the Jaguars at 20, as well as they got Simmons at 9. That's gross. 21 Eagles have their pick of the second-tier wide receivers. Going with Brandon Ayuk. Every single play is a punt return jailbreak. I love him. I'm kind of upset they didn't get to 22. A lot of the the mock draft community doesn't see Ayuk as a first-round pick. It wouldn't shock me at all if he's at the back end of the first. So Vikings are up 22. So Justin Jefferson, and we've said our piece about Justin Jefferson. I think he's a phenomenal talent. I like him. I like him better for other teams because I think he's only going to be a slot in the NFL. I worry about him getting off of press coverage on the outside. I don't think he has the necessary size to be able to hold up out there long term, or the shiftiness to be able to get off the line of scrimmage. I think he's going to be a slot only receiver in the NFL, and Adam Thielen is, if not the best, he's one of the best slot receivers in the NFL. And as he gets older and older, we'll spend more time there. So I understand from like a macro national jabroni point of view that this would make sense. So like, Vikings got rid of Diggs, they just take a wide receiver. But Jefferson stylistically, I would have preferred Chenault. I would have preferred even Higgins at this spot. Pittman ends up going in the first round here too. Jalen Reagor, of course, is our guy from TCU. But also, if you're in this spot, I would have just passed on what. We'll get into like our overall critiques on this, but all right. So 22 Vikings get a wide receiver. 23 Austin Jackson goes to the Patriots, where he's probably gonna be on the right side with Isaiah Wynn doing things on the left side. Maybe. Seems like a weird pick. 24 Saints get Christian Fulton, cornerback out of LSU, stays in state. Makes a lot of sense. Saints secondary just needs help. And then 25. So Roquan Davis. Okay, so I don't know. I see him as a day 2 pick. I think consensus-wise, a lot of people do see him as a day 2 pick too. But he is a height, weight measurements dude, just a mountain, 6'6", 311. And if the Vikings really are moving towards that 3-4 scheme, I think he'd be perfect as a 3-4 defensive end at that 5-tech spot. Very Eric Armstead adjacent-esque. But I mean, if you're going to take a interior offensive lineman at this spot, you want a penetrator. Roquan Davis ain't that. This is really, it's a decent meat and potatoes pick, but I'm not in love with it. I don't like it at all. Like, frankly, I would have preferred Patrick Queen. Again, if you are moving to that 3-4, get yourself another linebacker there in the mix. Or Yetur Gross-Matos. I know we said that we're not really enthralled about edge, but I think Matos has a lot higher ceiling than Roquan Davis, as well as, I mean, hell, if you're going to go defensive interior in the first round, go Jordan Elliott, go Justin Matabuke. I really do not care. I would have preferred them over Roquan Davis. I'm actually pretty upset about this pick. I actually am. Like, as much as you can get upset about fake drafts, I mean, I'm pretty irate about this. So no cornerback, no offensive lineman. Cornerback wise, you could have had Jalen Johnson, Hefe Gladney. Diggs already went. Thank goodness. Noah Igbenegene, you could toss him in there as well. Offensive tackle. I mean, Josh Jones doesn't even make it into the first round here. There we go. Josh Jones, not even the first round. Ezra Cleveland, like we said, perfect scheme fit. Would make sense if they wanted to just overdraft him going for need, even though, yes, team BPA. But Roquan Davis isn't team BPA. He's not. Or even Cesar Ruiz, who doesn't make it into the first round. I would have much preferred any of the offensive linemen, any of the cornerbacks. And we talked about, wide receiver is a massive position of depth. Cornerback is top heavy, and it's a big drop off after you get about midway through the top 90 picks, somewhere in there. Offensive tackle, if you don't come away with a big 6 guy, you're gonna have a bad time. It's gonna be kind of rough. So 4 tackles went. Wait, no, 5 tackles went. No, 4 tackles went. Yeah, whatever. And they went interior. They went their BPA interior defensive line, but not even the best one. Like Roquan Davis, again, we would have preferred Elliott or Matabuke, or take Gross-Matos at 27, take him at 25 instead. I don't know. If the Vikings come out of the first round and it is Justin Jefferson, I would understand. I would understand it. BPA, go that route. Stylistically, we'll see how it fits in. But again, good coaches make their scheme around their players, not their players fit into the schemes. Understand that, but the Roquan Davis pick, I just do not understand at all. And I think Vikings fans would rightfully be very, very upset if this is how the Vikings came out Thursday night. So your thoughts. PFT is only mock draft for the Vikings. Let us know in the comment section below. Subscribe for daily Vikings takes. If you want to support the work, pull us up in the Venmo. Plus give us a follow on social media as well. But until next time, Skull, production value.